Okay, we've just finished an amazing seminar called Pitching to the Media, and I want to thank you, Steve Rothaus from the Miami Herald, for spending the morning with us, and also Renee Harris from the South Florida Times for also spending time with us and sharing your expertise. But for those of the people who didn't make it today, Steve, I'm going to start with you first. Just give us a snippet of what you believe should be the must if we're going to be pitching to the media.
I think that what we want to do first would be to organize our thoughts and create a news release that is accessible, that makes sense, that is free of mistakes. You want to consolidate your thoughts basically to one page. And then the next step will be, how do you reach the people you want to get your press release to? And that's when you take a little bit of time to research who the proper people are to contact. And that's very easy. You look in the newspaper, you look online, and you determine who covers whatever it is that the subject is pertaining to your press release. And you email that release to the person. You may follow it up with a phone call, but you want to have some personal contact as well.
Very well. Very well. And Renee, what do you say? You have also shared with us that the South Florida Times primarily is a niche, but it's an international paper. It covers primarily the African American community and the Caribbean American community here in South Florida. But within that context, what is your advice to our listeners as it relates to pitching to the media?
Ditto what Steve said, but I think it's also important to realize that pitching is one aspect of building a relationship with the media. To make that first contact be an introductory contact, to say this is who I am, this is what my business is about. Please share with me what your procedures are, what your deadlines are, so that you start to build that relationship. Thinking out of the box when it's time to pitch, thinking of unique ways to share your business, to get exposure for your business, and to always follow up whether the coverage was provided or not. If the coverage was not provided, to send a summary of what the event was, especially if it went well, because you want an editor to say, you know what, gosh darn it, I missed it, but I'll make sure that we have somebody there the next time. And definitely, if they covered your event, to make sure you send a thank you card. So it's really about building that relationship, and pitching is one aspect of it.
All right. Steve, we also mentioned the whole online media. And what is your perspective? And I'm also going to ask you, Renee, the same perspective with the online media, the social networking. Does that factor now into the whole press releases and pitching to the media?
Well, actually today we have so many more options because of online, because of social networking, to be able to reach these niche audiences, the people who really care about the work that we're doing.
Right.
So, for instance, if you need to reach a market, a community, it's much easier now to target that community through online, through the pages that cater almost exclusively to that niche, and then through social networking to reach the people who are most interested. Where traditionally people have submitted press releases to general interest newspapers or to TV stations, and perhaps thousands and thousands of people skipped over the story because they had no interest. Now we can target the actual people who you're trying to reach, and they will look at your stories.
All right.
Better to have perhaps thousands of people look at your story than perhaps tens of thousands of people ignore it.
All right, very good. And what's your perspective, Renee?
We're a weekly publication, but we have a very, very strong online presence. So we're able to not only break news, but to feature a daily story, even though we're weekly. And so your chances of being publicized in the South Florida Times are much greater because of our strong online presence.
All right. So we want to thank both Steve Rothaus from the Miami Herald and also Renee Harris from South Florida Times for sharing with us today. This is what we do here at And the Women Gather, our women's series. And listen, you need to join us next month, which is September, the second Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to be dealing with whole issue of communication. And that is pretty much more than press releases. It's how you present to others, how you present your story, and how do you present, even make a living at presenting. So we're also going to break it down, how you set up your room. Do you need products and things of that nature to go with you? So you need to join us the second Saturday of September, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Ritz-Carlton in Coconut Grove. The rate, $35, includes a wonderful continental breakfast. If you wait until the last minute, then it's $40, and you can register online on our website at andthewomengather.com. So until next month, we're out of here.